hot in here. It's about to get real steamy. Welcome back to another episode of And God Was Like, hosted by me, Arielle Kaplan, who went to Hebrew school for 14 years and likes to remind you guys every episode that I was not paying attention. Since our last video, I missed a few really important holidays. Happy belated Passover, happy belated 420. Let's get into it. This week we're talking Parashat Tazria-Metzora, a double whammy, baby. Tzaria in Hebrew means she conceives, and TZAARAT means skin diseases. Cute. Metzora means one being diseased, and in this parsha we talk about the cleansing process of grody people.
Oh my God, ew, David!
Chapter 12. So God is like, Moses, here's the deal. When a woman gives birth to a dude, she's unclean for 7 days. And on the 8th day, strip off the baby's foreskin, wave it around. Just kidding, he really doesn't say that.
We're performing a bris here, not a burlesque show!
The new mom will be in a state of blood purification for 33 days. But when a woman gives birth to a girl, she's unclean for 2 weeks and in a state of blood purification for 66 days, which sounds really sexist and rude, but spoiler alert, it's actually super dope and empowering. Chapter 13. God's like, enough of childbirth. Let's talk about leprosy.
Yeah, leprosy.
So here God actually addresses both Moses and Aaron. And God is like, all skin disease patients should call Dr. Aaron & Co., the wilderness's newest and best family-run dermatology center.
I want the antidote, pimple popper!
And this chapter has so many gross rules. It's like an intro to dermatology course at med school, like a very long manual that I just cannot. So I just want to say my favorite part. God is like, if someone has leprosy, his clothes shall be rent. I don't actually know what that means. His head shall be left bare. He should bite his upper lip. I think there's like a sexier way to do that, but I guess it's like the lower lip is hot. And call out, unclean, unclean, and eat his lunch in the bathroom stall. AKA quarantine himself outside the camp until he's clean again. Sound familiar? Chapter 14. Okay, God's like, here's what we're going to do with all these grody lepers. Step 1. The priest is going to go check on the leper.
Look away, I'm hideous.
If he's clean, the priest will order 2 live, clean birds, cedar wood, crimson stuff, and hyssop, and then sprinkle the potion onto the leper to cleanse him. And then the leper will let the live bird go free like a cute little magician show. Step 2. The leper will do his laundry, get a haircut, take a bath, like a whole self-care ritual. But then he has to wait outside his tent for 7 days before he can sleep in it. Step 3. On the 7th day, he has to shave all of his hair, his head, his beard, and his eyebrows. Says nothing about pubic hair. Step 4. To cleanse oneself of leprosy is just so full of witchcraft and voodoo weird shit.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Chapter 15, my favorite one, we're talking about genital emissions. Okay, God is like, enough of leprosy, enough of childbirth, let's talk about discharge, y'all. If a guy has weird discharge, he's a grody motherfucker.
My filth? My filth?
All his shit is dirty, and if someone else touches it, they also become dirty, which makes sense because cum-filled socks are fucking grody.
Ugh, it's everywhere. It's between my goddamn toes.
And the same rules apply for women who menstruate as to men who ejaculate weird discharge. So when reading between the lines of this text that's been gossiped about for centuries between patriarchs, deeply dripping in the misogynistic culture that dominated society at the time, aka rabbis, we see that a menstruating woman was sent to a nidah hut, the menstruating hut, not because she was a witch or a ticking time bomb, but because her power of procreation and shedding blood was so fucking glorious The dumb idiot / uneducated boys of Israel just could not handle it. But, like, instead of casting us aside into isolation for 12 weeks a year, just, like, give us some carob chocolate and a hug. You know, it's not that hard.
Did you make me a period mix?
First of all, I think God is a man. Or, you know, male-ish, because he's, like, kind of scared of women and their glory, and he's like, you gotta get out of, like, my holy area because your power is too much. It's, like, too similar to mine.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
And so the moral of the story is that women are fucking badass and we bleed every month, and that's a miracle.
I can't help it if I've got a heavy flow and a wide-set vagina.
The real moral of the story is that God was like, Moses, Aaron, you gotta clock these Israelites, call them out when they're being dirty little rascals, or I'll kill them if they defile my holy tabernacle. Well, he really says, like, lest they die through their uncleanliness by defiling my tabernacle, but we can read between the lines. In the next parsha, Acharei Mot, God addresses Moses after he kills Aaron's sons, and he also instructs Moses and Aaron on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Lastly, we talk about sexual prohibitions. See you then!